As you may know, anything can happen on live TV. Sometimes, even a bad joke or a funny fall can ruin the career of a popular celebrity. So being on air is like a real test. But at the same time, viewers from around the world love live broadcasts because they can be shocking not just for viewers, but also for professionals and celebrities. This video shows the most memorable moments from live broadcasts that you can't forget. This time, inappropriate actions were taking place in the background. That's what personal ethics is all about. At the annual Vanity Fair, Katy Perry's head is served in a special way. Would you like to try it? The poor guests won't forget their encounter with this dish. And yes, this is Emma Stone, the Academy Award winner, jumping directly on stage. She has great body control and coordination. We can only guess what Sofia Vergara's co-host said to make her slap a man in the face and leave the stage upset. Celebrities are also human and experience emotional breakdowns. Nina Dobrev, also known as the Queen of Splits, loves to show her flexibility on camera, although it's not always appropriate. You must agree that not every guest can make the host perform such an impressive trick. And after these clips, women's admiration for Zac Efron skyrocketed. He's not only handsome, smart, and talented, but also has hidden strength. Katy Perry can imitate a toad chin. It may be a useless skill, but it's quite scary. A friendly peck on the cheek turned into a viral kiss between two beautiful women. One mistake can be fatal. Her secret was revealed on this show and then talked about. And it's a good reminder that you shouldn't approach wild animals, no matter how cute they seem. Insectophobia may seem funny, but it's not pleasant when insects attack you, especially when you need to stay calm. The demonstration of these cups went wrong and someone will have to pay for it. Let's go back to something cute. Keira Knightley can play a melody on her lip like an accordion. Terry Crews, known for his tough roles, is also an excellent musician. What other talents does he have? And here's Terry Crews as a dancing robot. Despite his tough image, he's incredibly flexible. Paris Hilton even has a small chihuahua dressed in designer clothes with a fancy crown. Is it a result of star syndrome or her celebrity status? And this is James McAvoy. Despite his fame and wealth, he remains a down-to-earth guy who can easily give someone a piggyback ride. It's all just for fun. Emma Stone not only has a unique and vibrant personality herself, but also surrounds herself with fun, simple, and talented people who can liven up a dull interview or pretentious red carpet event with their pranks. I remember a time when everyone thought Chris Evans and Elizabeth Olsen would make a great couple. Now we know why. Friends don't dance like that. Many people admire Kristen Stewart's freedom from other people's opinions. She took off her uncomfortable shoes on the red carpet and walked barefoot because she wants to be comfortable for herself, not for others. During a 2018 interview, Graham Norton told Michael B. Jordan that Cheryl, a beloved and talented actress, was once madly in love and even a fan of a well-established star. Chloe Grace Moretz is still remembered by many as a little girl who knows how to handle a knife in a mature way. So, even after 10 years, they still bring her a knife and ask her to demonstrate her nimble hands. Are you also amazed by the endurance of artists is truly remarkable? This singer continued her performance even when a fan pulled on her hair. It's impressive, and everyone should learn from her dedication. It seems that someone forgot to turn off the camera during the actors' meeting. It's no surprise though, as Suarez Ronan and Timothée Chalamet are known to be best friends. It's understandable that he would want to stay for her awards ceremony. Only close friends have that privilege. A cute animal can steal the spotlight from even the biggest stars in show business. Interestingly, the actors and presenter were so distracted by the animal that they lost interest in discussing the film and each other's personal lives. APS. The level of success is determined by whether you have the privilege of touching the president's wig. Jimmy Fallon seems to have reached the pinnacle of success. If you thought Justin Bieber was just a pretty face, you'd be wrong. This guy can solve a Rubik's Cube in seconds, showcasing his high IQ. How much self-criticism do you need to have to plaster your faces on an advertisement for a movie you star in, like Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt did? Popular actress Dakota Johnson is not just skilled at dramatic roles and taking risks in adult movies, but she also embraces her unique tooth gap and puts random objects between her teeth. She truly has a multifaceted personality. And once again, Daniel Radcliffe shocks and surprises with his improvisational rap skills, flawlessly reciting the alphabet like it's a song he's known forever. The bird thief wasn't afraid to leave evidence and be seen committing a crime. Maybe because it enjoyed the headphones a little too much. Dua Lipa accidentally bumped into a dancer on stage during her performance, causing her to drop the microphone. Although some fans were discouraged, she handled the situation like a true professional. During the filming of Good Morning UK, a reporter accidentally dropped a rare plant, upsetting the expert who promptly left the set. Journalists often have to work in challenging conditions. In Pakistan, a journalist filmed a report while submerged in water to showcase a powerful flood. It's interesting to wonder why the guest on the program annoyed everyone so much. Usually, people try to make a good impression on TV shows, but some still indulge in unusual behavior. The chances of her being hit by a snow globe were slim, but it happened. It might not have hurt much, but it was definitely funny and embarrassing. It's adorable how Billie Eilish meets her former idol. Ariana Grande doesn't act arrogantly, but instead joyfully embraces her already famous fan. It makes me question the authenticity of their friendship. The colleagues from Marvel films seem to have a strong bond. Lastly, take a look at Elizabeth Olsen's artwork and appreciate that she's not perfect in every way. While it may not be museum-worthy, her self-portrait is undeniably cute. No matter what the reporter asked, the clever thief's actions will be remembered by the audience. Sometimes beauty requires sacrifices, even if it means an embarrassing incident on live TV. People go to great lengths to improve the ratings of weather forecasts, and holidays offer an opportunity to have a brief escape from busy lives. Children often end up in the frame during live broadcasts, as they get bored while their moms are occupied. This girl wanted to be helpful and became an unexpected guest in the studio. The woman was so touched by the gift that she forgot to check if her chair was in the same position. The assistant tried to discreetly give the host some water, but something went wrong and a small chaos ensued in the studio. Small animals are always cute, but it's important to remember that they can't be fully controlled. It seems like the marathon participants won't reach the finish line because it's no longer there. Ellen's show is known for its scary moments. Regardless of how well the guests prepare, they still get startled when someone jumps out unexpectedly. Mathematics can have a big impact on people. One contestant on a game show burst into hysterical laughter because of a simple math problem. It's best to avoid pranking a tired journalist when they're on camera, as there may be consequences. It's difficult to maintain a serious demeanor when something unusual happens. The pig targeted him and didn't allow the reporter to pass. The weather forecast is often done in a studio, but sometimes reporters have to face the weather outdoors. This person would prefer not to demonstrate the struggle against strong winds. It could have been worse. Imagine if the camel decided to rudely spit during an interview. When proposing to a woman, be prepared for rejection. The man thought doing it live would increase his chances, but it created an awkward situation for everyone. This forecast was meant to warn about cool weather, but the visual representation didn't work as planned. The weather presenter had to pause the program to show the expected lightning strikes. Not only children, but pets also make appearances on screen. It's clear that the young man loves his cats and takes good care of them. It's hard to focus on the report when something comedic is happening in the background. Wearing such a scarf may have been a bad idea, but it shows how windy the weather is in that area. Maybe she had an important event the next day and the weather forecast ruined her plans. She was so upset that she couldn't hide her emotions. The journalist on air had no idea that a group of men was fooling around behind her. This boy knows how to draw attention with his funny and slightly inappropriate dance that amused the crowd. Cyril Ramaphosa, the president of South Africa, unintentionally brought positive emotions to the country's residents during a TV interview. He struggled to put on a protective mask, causing amusement. The young man had a great day, but he desperately wanted a beer snack. You can do anything, but it's important to know when to stop. These fans were too emotional and ruined the reporter's mood. The desire to make a good report outweighed the instinct for self-preservation. You'll do anything for a great show, even if it means risking your hairstyle. Having a runny nose in cold weather is normal, but it's better to have tissues or a mask on hand. This animal show turned out to be more interesting than usual because the film crew accidentally lost a rhinoceros. During a Victoria's Secret show, a model caught her heel in her dress and fell in the middle of the runway. An intriguing report about ice sculptures ended poorly when the journalist accidentally pushed and broke one of the exhibits. While in a meeting, the cameraman switched the lens from the speaker to the deputy who was picking at his mouth. It's unlikely that he will go unpunished. Is it impudence or frivolity? You can decide, but I believe this guest suffers from a superiority complex. Well, how else can we explain such disrespect? Thanks to one accidental fall, the morning weather forecast turned a boring show into an entertaining program. The girl on air confused the microphone's working side, causing a storm of applause and emotions from the audience. Laura Miller is inside. The usual interview became a viral video that spread across the internet. The reason behind it was toy snakes that were suddenly placed on the stars. Now, be honest, when you watch the weather forecast, do you really pay attention to the upcoming climate changes or do you evaluate the presenter's appearance? Jennifer Lopez never forgets to thank her fans for her success, as she believes she owes a lot to them. Nothing can ruin the Christmas atmosphere, not even a live fall from the presenter. Christmas Eve is a time of miracles, and at this moment, it's foolish to get upset over failures. The reporter has excellent speech skills and formulates beautiful sentences, but knows nothing about sports as she can't even ski. The reporter accidentally swallowed a butterfly that flew into their mouth, which made them nervous, regret their career choice, and even threatened the operator. Fans of Michael Jackson love to imitate his moonwalk, and during the morning show, they also want to energize and entertain the audience with their dance moves. Having an interview on their birthday turned out to be unforgettable for a journalist who wasn't expecting a surprise. Viewers' attention isn't focused on the most interesting information from the reporter, but on a guy without inhibitions in the background who mockingly interrupts the journalist on air. Unexpected guests often appear in the frame during a report shoot, but this cockroach shamelessly invaded the journalist's personal space. This man cleverly evaded an unwanted kiss from a stranger wearing an interesting hat and continued with his report. This is just another example where what happens behind the reporter is more interesting than the story itself. When a lady like her appears on the runway, every man is left speechless. Obviously, this is the effect that the designer aimed to achieve, and he succeeded. This weather forecast keeps getting more intriguing. The mischievous cat participated in an online interview, and the owner had no choice but to try and remove it while still answering questions. In her break, she accidentally intruded on someone else's program, but quickly laughed it off and left the frame. High-heeled shoes were not the best choice for shooting a mattress commercial. Now everyone knows they're not so durable. Cherry Shepherd is a comedian, but she wasn't prepared for such a prank. She almost had a heart attack when the presenter threw a toy snake at her. Once in the frame, the girl knew exactly what to do, but she was so surprised that she forgot that she had a beer in her hand. Her kiss is nothing compared to the drink that spilled on another person's head. Lemurs may be cute, but they can be mean. Look at how casually one of them took off a woman's wig on live television. This adorable dog got tired of answering boring questions from a journalist, so it ended the interview. Either she thought the cup was empty or she was too engrossed in the conversation to coordinate her movements. Donald Trump was seen engaged in some questionable activity. Maybe he wanted to send a message to the Pope or just make a joke. The human body has limitless possibilities at times. Despite the freezing weather, these guys are having fun while barely dressed. The artist who created this artwork is surely regretting agreeing to a photo shoot with such a clumsy reporter. There's nothing more humiliating than refusing to shake hands, especially when it's broadcasted on national television. People often feel liberated when they think no one is watching them. Imagine her shock when she finds out her dancing was being broadcasted live. Some people easily invade others' personal space without considering how it makes the other person feel. TV reporters usually dress according to the topic, but in this case, nobody paid attention to the topic because the wind was causing concern about their attire. Even seemingly childlike rides can be dangerous and cause injuries. When filming a report about Christmas entertainment on a playground where children are playing with snowballs, it's impossible to stay away and not become a target. The journalist tried her best to fight against the gusts of wind, but eventually gave up and ran away. As you can see, her baseball cap stayed in place. This demonstrates how using gadgets can affect one's safety, whether driving a car or riding a bicycle. The clumsiness of a guest on a cooking show provided much laughter to the audience, especially when she managed to start a fire. Many performers try to hide the fact that they're not really singing, but this singer didn't even bother to hold the microphone correctly. Sometimes, the only thing that keeps the ratings of weather forecast programs high is the spectacular appearance or extremely short dresses of the presenters. And if the forecast turns out to be wrong, at least viewers can still enjoy the aesthetic aspect. When the guy saw the camera, he was thrilled and didn't miss the chance to show off and say hello to his loved ones. Often, news program hosts themselves are the culprit of incidents. Even after the intoxicated athlete poured champagne on the reporter, possibly to celebrate his victory, she simply laughed and continued the interview calmly. After such an experience, the level of anxiety can increase as the idea of danger lurking at every step persists. Fans usually love the mascots of their favorite basketball teams. Some perform acrobatic tricks, while others opt for crazy antics. This mascot snuck up on the reporter and scared her, but luckily she quickly recovered and handled the situation with a smile. Journalism is a dangerous profession associated with many risks. For instance, this reporter unexpectedly got hit by a wave. It's worth noting that he didn't lose his composure and continued to report. Math isn't easy for everyone in school. This teacher's attempt to show how to solve equations only confused the students even more. Maybe no one would have noticed her mistake, but they decided to highlight it to make it as obvious as possible. Taking a child to work is a good idea, but kids rarely behave well, no matter where their parents work. The child unexpectedly appeared on screen and started playing, which entertained the weather presenter. Why do you have to pay to promote your performances? Magicians have found a clever way to showcase their tricks on TV. This is definitely a unique but impractical office design, and the string experiment failed. The animal didn't appreciate being discussed and filmed. The elephant wanted to be noticed and chose an adorable way to be remembered by the audience. We all have moments of being late or arriving just in time. This guy reached the port a few minutes before the ferry left, but unfortunately, the ramp closed right in front of him and the taxi driver didn't wait for him. The reporter's task was likely to show the seriousness of the situation and warn about the danger, but the group of men felt it unnecessary to make the audience worry again. Technical issues with sound can happen, but what the girl did not expect was someone licking her ear. During the broadcast, the channel's logo fell off the wall. Do you think it's a bad omen? The staff may have intended to enhance the image, but instead, they distorted the guest's appearance on the program. It's as if a piece of the UK suddenly landed on him. Perhaps a storm has swept through the studio.